The British political map has just been ripped up, redrawn, and handed back to the establishment with a very blunt message, and this morning, Good Morning Britain had no shortage of fireworks to get through. Because what happened at the local elections this week wasn't just a political story. It was a cultural earthquake, and the aftershocks are still being felt across every studio sofa, every newspaper front page, and every television debate in the country. Green Party leader Zack Polanski did not hold back when the results came rolling in. As the Greens won 2 mayoral contests in London and gained a swathe of council seats across the country, Polanski looked squarely into the cameras and declared that two-party politics was not just dying, it was, in his words, dead and buried. Strong words. But was he wrong? For years, British politics has been defined by a familiar rhythm: Labour versus Conservative, red versus blue, a pendulum swinging back and forth between two dominant forces. Good Morning Britain has hosted that debate 1,000 times over. But this week, the pendulum didn't just swing, it fell off the wall entirely. The Green Party's Zoe Garbett was elected as the first ever Green Mayor of Hackney, defeating Labour's Caroline Woodley with a commanding margin, a stunning result in a borough that Labour had controlled since the mayoral position was created back in 2002. And that was just the opening act. Lewisham also fell to the Greens, giving the party its first 2 directly elected mayors anywhere in the country. Beyond London, the Greens took control of councils in Waltham Forest and Norwich, and even picked up constituency seats in both the Scottish and Welsh parliaments. By any measure, this was a night that rewrote the rulebook. Polanski framed the new political divide in striking terms, declaring that the Redrawing contest going forward is no longer Labour versus Conservative. It is the Green Party versus Reform. And that framing has set the morning television world alight. On Good Morning Britain, presenters dug into exactly what this seismic shift means for Keir Starmer's government, for progressive voters across the country, and for the very identity of British left-wing politics. Nationally, the scale of the rout for the traditional parties was hard to ignore. Labour lost control of 34 councils on the night, while Reform UK stormed ahead, gaining control of 13 councils. The Greens, meanwhile, pulled in 14% of the national equivalent vote, level pegging with the Liberal Democrats, and well ahead of what many polls had predicted. Political analysts noted something fascinating happening beneath the surface. In some areas where Reform was gaining from Labour, it was actually Greens' support eating into Labour's vote share first, allowing Reform to come through the middle. It is a complex picture, but one that Good Morning Britain's guests were quick to seize upon as evidence of a genuinely fractured political landscape. The social media response has been nothing short of explosive. Clips of Polanski's victory declaration have been shared hundreds of thousands of times, with viewers sharply divided. Some are celebrating what they see as the long-overdue collapse of a two-party duopoly. Others are warning that a fragmented vote on the left risks handing power to forces further to the right. The conversation is raw, passionate, and very much still ongoing. What does this mean for the weeks and months ahead? For Good Morning Britain, it means the political debate sofa is about to get a great deal busier. Expect more Green voices, more Reform voices, and an increasingly uncomfortable Labour government trying to hold the centre ground while being pulled in multiple directions. The days of booking a Labour or Conservative spokesperson and calling it balanced may well be behind us. Polanski's surge in the polls began the moment he was elected Green Party leader, and this local election result has dramatically validated both his leadership and his strategy. Whether this translates into Westminster seats at the next general election remains the defining question. But for now, this morning, the Greens are celebrating, the old guard is reflecting, and British politics has never felt quite so unpredictable. The ground has shifted. The old map is gone. And if Zack Polanski is right, if two-party politics truly is dead and buried, then we are all watching the very first chapters of something entirely new unfold in real time. That is the story that has the nation talking this morning. We want to know what you think. Is Polanski right? Is the era of Labour versus Conservative finally over? Or is this just a protest vote waiting to snap back? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. If you found this breakdown useful, please give the video a like. It genuinely helps us keep bringing you the stories that matter. Subscribe so you never miss our latest Good Morning Britain coverage, and we will see you in the next one.